Hello, everyone.
Well,
And welcome.
luckily for everyone, it's not actually up on Get Haunted's Facebook page, so nobody saw that.
It says we're connected to Get Haunted's page.
I'm not seeing it.
Let me check real quick. Yeah, we're definitely live.
I'm looking at Get Haunted's page. It's not there.
Refresh the page.
Done it like 20 times, dude. I know what refresh is.
And then the logo on Get Haunted, like the profile picture, says live.
Yeah, but you can't actually see it.
I just did.
No. I see that it says live, but where the hell's the video? It's not there.
When the profile picture says live, you click on the profile picture and it brings up the live. That's what I just did.
When the hell did that happen?
It's been a thing for years, my guy. If the profile picture on Facebook says live, you can actually click on the profile picture and it'll bring up the live. And on
Yeah, but it used to show up in the feed too, but it's not in the feed.
I'm not sure. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, I guess now you have to go to live. Now, granted, without saying too much, I'm not just you know this, Bill, but I'm not just a viewer of the Get Haunted page anymore. So it may be showing up different for me. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, we're live on Get Haunted because everyone's here. How's it going? I will actually, just in case, we'll share this out to let me check one thing before we get going. Yeah, here. Hello everyone. Welcome to the world of technical difficulties.
Yes, StreamYard and Facebook do not get along anymore.
They do not. They haven't for a long time. Okay, I'm going to quickly share this to the Get Haunted Network public thing. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm taking off this mask soon because I just did it for the creepiness of the ukulele. And
what Trevor doesn't get is he doesn't need the mask to be creepy.
Facts. But if people could see what it says, it would make a lot more sense. But this thing's getting really hot really fast. But before I take this off, Damien, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. The human Ouija board himself. I can play. I can't play well. Correct.
For the record, I told him not to do that.
Yeah. And I bought it mainly for sound effects for my videos because I noticed how 2 of the 5 not soundtracks, but the music tracks that I bought for my videos is just ukulele with like ambient whispers. I'm like, hell, I can make that. Plus, I can customize it. So I did.
Fair point. Fair point.
Hello, Stephen Kometz. How's it going, brother? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Icy Spirits. How's it going? Thank you for being here. And that's all we got so far. But yeah, give me 1 second. I actually made this for like my other stream that I'm going to be talking about, but for the sake of cool production value, we will be right back. Hello. Okay. Oh shit,
You
that
know
back.
that it kind of looked itchy.
Yeah, no shit. Anyway, guys,
I said
welcome back.
itchy, not bitchy.
Oh, I thought you said glitchy, like the
No, no,
video.
no. Itchy, itchy. Like
Oh, it's actually like for me, it's not. But whenever M Shadows performs live with this on and he sweats in it, I wouldn't doubt that shit. Yeah. Phew. Anyway, I couldn't imagine performing live in a hot ass arena with for 12 minutes with that shit on. Hell no. But anyway, welcome back to Haunted Casket, your somewhat favorite late night show.
it's
With
everybody's
me,
favorite. Let's be honest.
with me, Haunted Faith, also VHF 82 Productions that go hand in hand and get haunted too. We also have the man, the myth, the very tired legend, Bill Bryan of Empty Casket Paranormal, Empty Casket Talking Board
Oh,
Museum,
you got
and
tired right. I've been up since 4 a.m. I worked a 12-hour shift, and I'm doing it again tomorrow.
more power to I couldn't do that. And also he's get haunted as well as everyone does. But for those that are wondering, Stacy Lynn, how's it going? How's it going? Thank you for joining. But yeah, so this episode is going to be informationally fun filled with what's coming new for Haunted Faith, what's coming new for Empty Casket, and hell, what's coming new. We'll shout out some things that Get Haunted is doing as well that is public knowledge. So before we hop into it, Bill, once again, other than tired, how are you?
Other than work and being tired, things are good. You know, had a nice little break. Got to see family, take some time off, and get some stuff done that I needed to get done. And now I'm gearing up for our first couple of shows of the year. Empty caskets stuff. So, but we'll get into that as we talk about our
Yeah.
plans for the year.
Yeah. Courtney, how's it going? Love you, sister. So, how many things do you have to talk about? How like are we gonna go for? Is this gonna be a 3-hour podcast? Or,
Oh God, I hope not. I won't make it.
I'm messing with you. So, do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. So, empty casket. We already have a busy year planned out, and knowing me, I'm only going to make it more busy. But we have coming up on February 1st a really, really cool event. It is Curiosities event. It is a vendors market in Scranton, Pennsylvania at the Scranton Cultural Center, which is an absolutely beautiful haunted location. There's going to be a bunch of vendors that are all paranormal, horror, metaphysical themed. We're going to have John Zaffis there, as well as a couple people from the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Association, and of course, my full museum. Basically, they said, "How much room do you need?" I'm like, "You give me as much room as you're willing to give me, and I'll fill it." So I have over 110 boards now. We're going to have most, if not all of them there, as well as some other non-Ouija board, well, Ouija board related, but not necessarily Ouija boards there, including some Ouija board dolls, a Ouija board axe, some new spiritualism items that I've recently gotten. So we're going to have all that there for as well as merch. I got some really cool new merch that I haven't shown to anybody yet. I'm going to premiere it at that show. So, if you're in the area, definitely come by, see us, see the other vendors. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then the following week, February 8th, we'll have our museum at the Osterhout Library in Wilkes-Barre, PA. from 9 till 3:30. The museum will be in the library, open to the public, free to come see everything. And then at 6 o'clock, the library will reopen for a lecture and demonstration. That when I call it a seance, tickets don't sell. So it's a demonstration of Victorian era ghost hunting techniques. But it's a
You would think seance would sell easily because, like, what Patty Negri and all those other, the witchcraft people
so
do.
what we're finding is that when you say seance, people who are into the paranormal, they kind of want to go see it. People who are just have a passing interest in it, who might come for the lecture or want to come see the museum, might not want to come to a seance because they're freaked out by it.
Yeah, what
So
movies they should tell them. Yeah,
instead it's a demonstration of Victorian era ghost hunting methods. That brings people in.
it's such a
So
mouthful, but if it brings them in, it brings them in.
yeah. So tickets for that are $10. We have a link to our extreme ticketing page where you can get those tickets up on our Facebook page. There is a limit of 25 people. So let's sell that out and have a good time.
Let's do it. And Damien's curious about your axe. Do you have it on you?
No, I have it downstairs in some of my boxes of Ouija board stuff. But Damien, I'll grab some pictures of it. And actually, you know what? If you go on the Empty Casket Paranormal YouTube channel, I had started doing some museum showcases where I'm showing off a few pieces I have. That's one of the episodes there. So you can go see it. Check that out.
I can actually broadcast that right now if you want me to.
Sure.
All right. So I'm doing this all on a fly. So pardon me, everyone, while I do this.
So while Trevor gets that figured out, I'll tell you about the other 3 big events that we have planned for this year. On August 23rd, we'll have a smaller version of our museum at the Liberty Para United Expo at the Liberty Theater in Nantiglow, PA, which is out near Pittsburgh. It's a Paracon. It's put on by a good friend of mine, Angel Morales, and his group. He's a really good dude. This will be their second time doing it, so we'll be out there for that. There'll be a lot of vendors, and they haven't made the announcements yet for the special guests, the celebs and whatnot. So, go check them out at the Haunted Liberty Theater on Facebook, and they'll be making announcements hopefully soon. Right. Then September 6th and 7th, we'll be at the Maine Paranormal and Horror Convention at the Augusta Civic Center in Augusta, Maine. That is being put on by my good friend Jeff from Jeff's Traveling Boards of Wonders. It's his Traveling Ouija Board Museum. I'm sure people have seen it. He's usually at like the Bash and Para Unity and Pennhurst, and he travels around with his museum. But he's putting this on. We won't have our museum there. We're going to be focusing on Empty Casket, the team, and equipment and merch. And then the big one, October 4th, we will be at the Rock Island Paranormal Expo at the Haunted Rock Island Roadhouse in Rock Island, Illinois. We're going to have our full setup, a whole room to ourselves with everything we can possibly fit in there. I'm going to be doing one of the lectures there that night. And then for the VIP ghost hunt, Tanya and I will be doing a Ouija board session as part of that.
Hell yeah. All right. Are you guys ready to see the Ouija board axe? More importantly, Damien, are you ready? All right. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Empty Casket Talking Board Museum. This is the first in a series of videos in which I want to go through all of my collection, everything that makes up the museum, and kind of showcase it, give you a little bit of information on it, the history, some interesting factoids about it. We're going to cover all of my, at this point, 102 Ouija boards.
I got a little bit more
all
now.
of my pendulum boards, special dowsing rods, anything that falls within that realm of divination and Ouija boards and spiritualism items. And a few items that are just Ouija board adjacent, more of a design than anything else. One of those items is the first item that we're going to review today. And that is this Ouija board fireman's axe. This axe was made for me by Richard Corey. Put a link down into the description if you have an interest in getting an axe made for yourself. This axe head was produced by the Mann Company in Lewistown, Pennsylvania, which is great because I live in Pennsylvania. It has the Ouija on the blade on both sides. Shows some of the lettering on both sides. On the spike of the fireman's axe, you have yes and no. Also on the head, there is a ram put into the wedge, and the wedge itself is Purple Heart, which was chosen because, well, frankly, other than black, purple is my favorite color. Moving down, you have a replica of a vintage Ouija board planchette. Inside the viewing area, there is a piece of amethyst, which is one of the crystals that I like to use a lot. Plus, again, purple. And all that is attached to this beautiful hickory handle, which has some amazing figuring in it. You have the goodbye right there on the handle, as well as your numbers. And then down at the pommel, you have Ouija written across. This was custom made for me and my museum, and it is absolutely beautiful. Richard did amazing work on this. So if you have an idea for a custom made axe, it's what he does. It's what he's good at. Go check him out. Look at some of the other axes that he's made and maybe have something made for yourself. This is one of the newest additions to the museum. We haven't even displayed it yet at any of our events. I'm going to make a nice custom case to display this in so that, people aren't grabbing it, touching it, and risk breaking it, which it shouldn't break, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So if you would like to see this axe in person, please come to one of our events. I'll link to our Facebook page and our website down below, and that has our full list of events over the next year. We have events for up to a year out scheduled so far. So hope to see you there. Have a good day.
There we are.
I can't tell you how much I hate watching myself.
I feel the same way. That's why I stopped putting myself on. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but Richard Corey really does do great work. I reached out to him after I saw him do his Heaven and Hell axes. They were twin axes that he did for somebody. One was obviously heaven, one was hell, and they came out really, really cool. So yeah, I'm happy to have an axe made by him.
Hell, nice. I've saw that a couple times, but it's watching your videos soothes my soul.
Well, I'm glad. It fills me with anxiety. So
I feel that. Back whenever I started my YouTube journey, all I would do was commentary stuff because I had no time to do a production. And I had to edit myself talking on my couch. It was horrifying. It was horrifying. Speaking of that, everyone.
Damien, I didn't. Sorry, Trevor. Damien, I did not make the case for it yet. But doing it as a coffin is a fantastic idea, and I think I'm going to run with that.
I have a video I'm going to premiere here as well. It is short. It's about a minute and a half, but just so everyone knows. So some things I have coming up. Let me quickly move this over a little bit so I can talk and do my thing at the same time. Okay. So I am going to be making my first see, 1, 2, at least 3. My first 3 found footage films this year. And I don't mean 5 minutes long. I mean at least 25 to 30, if not longer. I'm going to be doing one at Faith Cemetery, which is my dad's house where I had my first experience. That one's probably going to be around the 25-minute mark. The next one is going to be at Pilot's Knob, the first actual location that my cousin took me to, the cousin that used to be my co-host. And then I still need to hop on a call with Candy and Sarah and talk about a film that I might be doing for Rock Island / Get Haunted, where it's like focused around like you. That's the whole thing. Nothing's confirmed about that yet, but that's a cool idea. I'm hoping to toss with them. And then also, I'm hoping to do a found footage film about something at MSP. I haven't said that one in stone yet, but I also have a bunch of cool things like happening as well. At least 2 films, wishful thinking or hopeful thinking. At least 3 films are going to come out this year, and going to be 30 minutes ish. So I'm looking forward to actually putting like what I've learned into actual like production value sense. And so that's really all I can say about that stuff. And then also I'm going to be, I know I made a post on Haunted Faith and I shared it out to the network too. I'm going to be doing something for all of you as well in a found footage way, and it's going to be a weekly thing, maybe twice a week, hopefully twice a week if I can have the time. But this is one of my little subtle not secrets, shit, subliminal like messages. Because Damien, I know last time we in the Mike and Adam like episode, you asked me if I do subliminal messages in my videos. Yes, I also do them in my posts too. And you'll see it whenever I say it. But and Sarah's kind of doing what I had in mind, except it's more in post commentational form. But I'm going to be doing. Has anyone else picked up on them yet? No one sent me a message or commented. No, so I assume not. If they have, it's just in their own head. But I'm going to be doing this series or ongoing thing to where I just sit in front of the camera and just like think to myself, and then just ask questions into the camera. It could be questions about theories. How does a certain thing during an investigation work? What if equipment could do this instead of this? What about this? How about that? What do you think about this? It's just general, specific, intrinsic, or just odd theories that just make you think. Anything underneath the sun that's paranormal based that you can just ask about, anything. I'm going to just be making 30-second to 1-minute videos about just questions. I'll be posting them on YouTube. I'll be posting them on Facebook, and they're going to be in the found footage way, but they're going to be called Hello -- You. And if you notice in the post that I made about it, that's how I started the post. It's going to be called Hello You. And like I got the inspiration and from a weird way. If any of you know the Netflix series You, about the stalker who does creepy things, every time he finds his prey, for lack of a better sense, out in the wild, he goes, "Hello, you." And I took the idea.
Wait, hold up a second.
Yes,
You said that to me the first time we met.
I did.
I think so. You're not stalking me, are you?
And I mean, just on Facebook and OnlyFans.
Okay. As long as you're paying for OnlyFans, that's fine.
No, I'm just. But so yeah,
For the record, I do not have an OnlyFans.
for the record, he does. He's just lying. It's solo content, so it's not worth buying. But
Wow. You know what? You know what? It's my show now. So, all right, bye, Trevor. So, welcome to Empty Casket.
Nice background. You spelled empty wrong.
I'm an engineer. I can't spell.
So yeah, there's gonna be a weekly thing where I just ask, make people think, make people talk, get the community up and going. Because about a month or two ago, I was posting things to the network page constantly, encouragement, inspiration, questions, and it made me think. I want to do this in a film sense, make it look creepy, give you the creepy vibes, and make you kind of weirded out, while also making you want to talk to the community and everything. That's one of the smaller projects I'm going to be doing, but in between bigger stuff, that'll fill the gap for content and also make the community happy and give you the fucking heebie-jeebies or some fucking shit. I don't know. And up next we have that I got a whole list in front of me. So oh yes, I did the first one more or less as a test. That's why I didn't promote it or anything. I did the first one as a test a couple nights ago, and Damien was there. I watched the Poughkeepsie tapes. Bill, do you know what that is?
I know I used to know. I don't remember.
Okay. It's basically a parody serial killer. It's about a serial killer who kills his victims in 20 different ways, parodying and mimicking what real life the killers would actually do. And so, in a couple scenes of the Poughkeepsie tapes, they mimic a live stream killing. And the live stream looked very well. The whole film is a found footage film, but they mimicked just like streaming a room, doing some creepy shit, and each live stream was different how he killed. And I'm like, what if I did a found footage live stream where anything could happen in the live stream? It could be an investigation sporadically. It could be doing art. It could be me doing just like talking to everyone and being like giving some dark thoughts or something.
It could be Trevor just sitting in the corner staring creepily at the camera.
Yes.
For an hour, not making any sound or movement.
And so, since I want to do this, and I did my first one, I'm going to be doing my own. It won't even be a podcast. It'll be a live show, like what Sarah calls her show. And it'll be a live show. And since I don't even know what's going to be in the next one, it's usually just like, I want to live stream this because it's creepy. I'm going to do it. And so, saying that, I don't know what the next one is going to be, and considering my motto for the channel, this new stream is going to be called It's All a Mystery. And there's not going to be a planned one. I'll promote it days beforehand, but it's not going to be like a certain day or a certain time of the week. Obviously, I won't interrupt another show, and if it ends up being on a set day, like every Thursday or Friday or whatever, then I'll let you guys know. But as of right now, it's just whenever I feel like it. But that's going to be a thing pretty consistently, considering. And then up next, we have Okay, I kind of want to toss that one out, like as a thought, because I haven't fully wrapped my head around that thought yet. But I'm gonna announce that way later down the line. That's not even in writing yet. All right, so the last thing that is actually set in stone, which this motherfucking idea has been set in stone for 10 years. I just never had the will to do it at the time. And then it's
Now,
time
so he's going to settle for a bill. Boom.
settle for a will. What?
A bill. You never had the will, so you're going to settle for a bill. I'll shut up now.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I thought you meant I would settle for you. I'm like, I already have, dude.
Wow.
All right. So,
But by the way, if anybody's wondering about the movement that's going on,
yeah, what is that? I see it shake it. The fuck are you showing us? Oh, it's a doggy. You know what? We forgive you. And what's his name?
This is Roman.
Roman wants some 11s.
He does. He's being a
I
pain.
like.
Me petting him.
I like how the center of your screen's a perfect square because of your green screen now. Anyway, so since 2015, it's been a decade since I started my YouTube channel. I always say it's almost been a decade because it's been a fucking decade. Jesus Christ, I'm old, dude. Fuck life. I give up,
Bro. Dude,
Roman's fucking. But so a decade ago, I had a bunch of stories I wanted to tell, and this will be the one time each stream I'm going to mention Zach Bagans. Bill, you know what's coming. But back whenever I went to school for video editing, storytelling, and I minored in graphic design because I kind of had to take something else, but turned out I liked it. Not the point though. I love to storytell. I can, now that I'm off of caffeine, I can actually make a long story short, but I prefer not to. So
I was about to say, I don't think you can, dude.
if it's a story that isn't that interesting, I'll long story short, and then I go, "Do you want to know anything else?" But anyway, so
Believe it when I see it.
shut your bitch ass. So, goddamn, you're getting me off a fucking tangent. If he has to hit the buzzer on me, I swear to God, it's his own fucking fault. Anyway, let this fucking black-haired, bearded man and interrupt me again, and I'll fucking kick a fat kid in Kmart. If you get that reference, I love you. Anyway, it's a Theo Von quote. Anyway, so back in 2015, I had a lot of stories that I wanted to tell. A lot in my hometown, a lot from traveling, and everything. And I'm like, I want to tell this story, but I want it structured. I want it branded. I want it so everyone can easily find it. And I thought, I don't know how to do that, so I didn't have the will to fucking try because I was in college. I didn't have time. Years go by. This will all come full circle because it's kind of about to take a weird twist. But my dad calls me and goes, "Hey, you want to go to the beach?" And I go, "Who else is coming?" He goes, "Me and you on a private beach." And I go, "I'm down." He goes, "Cool." He goes, "I'm not going to be going like into town, so bring a book." And I go, "Okay." First two books I read 2 books there. The only 2 books I've read since. And so, bring a book. Bring 2 books. I Am Haunted by Zach Bagans and Dark World by Zach Bagans. Read them all in a week. It bored me, not because the content was boring, because I don't read. And so that vacation ends. I come back home, and I'm like, and I'm putting the books away back on the bookshelf. And I'm like, Dark World, I like that. So then I Googled, did Zach Bagans copyright the phrase Dark World? Because I didn't know how branded worked. I didn't know how branding and copyrighted worked. I figured if it was on a book, it was copyrighted, but it's not. So I'm like, Haunted Faith's Dark World. I like that. And then years after that, the depression hit, quit making content for 2 years. Fast forward to now, here we are. We're in the perfect scenario to do it. So I am going to Haunted Faith's Dark World is going to be found footage like. But it's not going to be a live stream, even though I will premiere it live. It'll be like an after show, like what Paranormal Nut does. I'll record it, I'll edit it, I'll throw it on YouTube, we'll premiere it, and then after that, we'll do a after show, and we'll talk about the story itself, and I'll take questions, or we can talk about it, or whatever it may be, right? So that's that. And then, lastly but not least, I have a question for all of you. And it's video logs / a blog. So the blog is going to be like my Haunted Faith Dark World stories uploaded in video and maybe worded content onto like a website. But I know this may be weird. I may be overthinking this idea, like to the point where it's like I'm making it like a bigger thing than what it actually would be. But all the time, my head's constantly in like this dark space, not in a bad way, but in like imagining if I was in like a fucking dark forest with a cemetery in front of me, what would I do? How would I explore the area? My brain is very photographic, very visual. So I'm like, while I'm bored or tired, I'll just like put myself in these dark scenarios that could be real, but aren't in the moment. And then just like, what would happen? And it's kind of like a ambient storytelling type, make you feel good type of thing. How would you guys feel if I actually put those types of thoughts and scenarios that could be real to anyone into video form, just for like an ambient video log type thing? I don't know if that would fucking work. I don't even know how it would turn out. It's almost like Haunted Faith's Dark World, what it would be, just like me telling stories like on a camera, except it would be 2 to 3 minutes long, and it would just be like, imagine blah 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 blah. It would just be like an ambient story time thing that could be real. Am I just overthinking that?
I think you're overthinking it and undersaying it because I have no idea what you're trying to say.
Okay, I will. Let's scratch that idea until I think about that more.
Here's what you should do.
Okay.
Make one, show us,
Okay.
and then we'll tell you you're wasting your time or keep going.
Okay. All right. And then let me check to see if there's anything else that I've already talked about. That found footage.
And for the record, being in the middle of a dark forest with a cemetery in front of me, I've been in that exact situation.
My point exactly.
I investigated it.
All right. So, other than that, the events that I'll be at where I will be filming. I mean, not just filming as like main priority. I'll be there as like event host for Get Haunted, obviously, as Get Haunted and filming. MSP for the book release. Sorry, my brain blinked there. These Walls Still Talk with Brian.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll be there. I'll be at that.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh shit. I was kind of fanboyed. Anyway, Bill, you're hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
And then I will also be at Rock Island as Get Haunted, obviously, and as Haunted Faith and VHF Productions. I'll have my own vendor table, as will Bill, as will everyone else. I won't be there as the Get Haunted booth, although if they need my help, obviously I will help. But I will be there as my own person, as a Get Haunted Merc and as Get Haunted. Rock Island is what that was. I don't know if I said that or not. Other than that, I'm sure I'll be at much more Get Haunted events. I will be at the West Point trifecta that got announced today. Um, other than that, more to come.
Yeah, I'm I'm pretty sure I'll be at the trifecta. That's not set in
Yeah.
stone yet.
And for those that are wondering, the trifecta will be at West Point, Kentucky at Ernie and the nurse.
The nurse?
Oh shit, she's gonna hear about
Uh,
that one, isn't she?
oh hell yeah.
Er-
Ernie and the nurse.
I still had the Ernie in my head for some fucking reason. Ernie and the nurse. Oh god damn it. Okay.
So it'll be at Ernie and Denise Pack's place.
Yes,
So
in West Point.
it will be a CE5 event, which is attempting to contact aliens. Obviously, it's a haunted location, so there will be ghost hunting. There will be Bigfoot hunting and some Sasquatch related activities. And if it's anything like last year's, a lot of very deep conversations about how the three of them actually come together.
Yes. Which I've already figured that not figured it out. I've solved the mystery, gang. No. Whenever I was in Indiana State Sanatorium, that was when I met Denise and Ernie for the first time.
You mean the nurse?
Yes, the nurse. And for the first time, we actually Bigfoot hunted for a short period of time out in the woods at the end of the event, and that was really fun. And laxative and Trevor's food, I'm guessing now. Shit.
Yes, Trevor. That's exactly what happens. Laxative and Trevor's food. Shit.
You know the saying, like if someone says something stupid, we go shit, but then it's like a double entendre now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart as fuck, dude. I can't. but anyway, we started using AI. I don't know how that works, but awesome.
There's a few people who are starting to experiment with AI and bringing it into the paranormal. I haven't done it myself just yet, but it's something that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's interesting.
The only AI that I know that's been used is I saw April Bussett, or is it Bussett or Busset?
I think it's Busset, but I could be wrong.
Okay, well, April Busset a while back. This was like before the soiree. Like this was a while back. I don't remember when. I don't remember when. Sorry. When she was using her Tesla or someone's Tesla, I think it was hers, to like map out like humans and ghost cars in front of her. Like she was parked in like some park.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, that was creepy.
It wasn't really AI. It was more, the sensors thinking. It was like an SLS almost. It was the sensors in there kind of thinking there was something walking around while she was parked in the cemetery.
I thought Teslas used like AI to do all that shit.
They use some AI in their newest models. I don't know what version she has.
Okay.
But essentially what that particular feature is doing is has sensors out there that are it's purposely it's like an SLS. It's purposely looking for human or dog shaped objects that be like, hey, maybe don't hit this thing. And it gives you a warning.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But I think there's definitely some a place for AI in ghost hunting, especially in like looking for EVPs. Letting a non-biased AI look through your recording to find those EVPs. It takes out any chance of pareidolia out of the equation. Now, having AI look at it, AI is by no means perfect, so you got to question it a little bit, just like you got to question what a human comes up with. But I definitely think there's a place for it in that regard. Yeah. In terms of the actual communication, I haven't done, like I said, I haven't done it myself yet, so I don't really have an opinion yet.
Fair, fair enough. Speaking of unsure and opinion and the possible truth, should I play my video now?
Sure.
Okay. So I will go ahead and share the screen. Window. I need this. Hopefully it pulls up the full thing. Okay, cool. So before I hop into it, another subliminal message. I'm going not subliminal message, but little. If you don't know it's an update, then it won't affect you. But if you do, you do. I would pay attention to the beginning intro. Something will change. Also, I'm not sure if it's gonna be my first or second one. It all depends on time and when I can get up there. But Faith Cemetery found footage film uh will have one more small uh film, and then it'll be the full on thing. Uh so I went out with my camera to test some shots and to test an idea. And hello, Kaylee. What's up, sister? And so this is after testing my camera and testing some shots and testing an idea. I just had a bunch of B-roll that, like, in theory, will mean something in the future, subliminal messages. But right now, it's just cool shots. So this isn't the first one that I filmed was called Part 1. This is just called Test. If you see tests in videos, it means they don't mean anything right now. But I hope you guys enjoy. I forgot that I cannot hit play from StreamYard. I got to go to the video itself. I'm over here like, why isn't this fucking playing? All right. Enjoy, everyone. This is 1 minute and 50 seconds long. And that's it.
I was anxiously awaiting for something to attack you and the camera to fall, and we just see your legs getting dragged away.
Part 2. Okay. So
I know Kaylee would do it for that too.
everyone's wishing for my downfall, and I love it. So if you guys didn't notice the change there, I'm curious, Bill, did you notice the change in the intro?
No, but to be fair, I'm been up for a very, very long time.
So
I'm running on very, very little brain power.
So for those of you who didn't, it is I would say it's a pretty big change. I've been doing some research and looking into it, and saw the ghost dog. her name is Maisie Day.
We'll have to introduce her and Roman.
Yeah. technically my dad's dog, but still would love to see her. Um, but VHF 82 is no longer Productions. It is now VHF 82 Films. Because I did some research, and I wanted to make sure before I threw out any merch or anything. Merch will be coming soon once Rob isn't as swamped. Because I've asked him a few times in the past the couple of months, and he's just been obviously swamped with other shit that shouldn't even be happening. But that's not the point. That's not the point. So production, the title of production in film is simply the people behind the camera that bring the cameras and tell you when to cut. And once it's done, they edit and produce, or they edit and distribute. It's basically the tech and the hardware of it, of a company that is just productions. Films, title of films is filmmaking, the film part. So it's not only the cameras, the crew, the editing, and the distribution, it's also the idea, the person who thought about what is being filmed. It's almost the content.
It's the piece of art.
Yes. And I was unaware of that because I'll be honest, when I created VHF 82, I wasn't really focused on technicalities. I just wanted a name that I loved on the content that I loved. And then I got to researching and I'm like, shit, it's not too late, obviously. So I did. But I realized that I'm not a production. I'm not just a production person. I'm also a creative mind. So VHF 82 is now films. So
I'm going to go on a little tangent here.
what's up, Kent? Yeah, what's up?
So, and this is something that I never really cared about until recently, but there's a difference between a movie and a film.
Yes.
A film is a piece of artwork.
Yeah.
It's the cinematography, the lighting, the story, the acting. It's all of it coming together to produce art. Whereas a movie is purely entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the new remake of Nosferatu is a film.
Yeah.
It is unbelievably amazing. I loved it, and I want to go back and watch it again. I just, been busy, but
yeah, it's kind of
highly recommend it.
It's kind of like the difference. There's a difference between Blumhouse, A24, and James Wan, and a difference between like Marvel and DC, which don't get me wrong, all great things. They all entertain or tell a story, but there's not one true story or story itself in Iron Man Returns or whatever the fuck is out there. But in Insidious, that war movie that A24 did, that 1857 or whatever, that was a great fucking film. My dad loved it. And so, like, yeah, there's a huge, not many people notice the difference. So props to you.
Yeah.
But
so, Damien, I agree. My only complaint, and it's a tiny little complaint, is they didn't have the front Nosferatu teeth. But like the big, like, burly mustache and all that, it fits with it. It was Transylvania. He was a nobleman. That's what they would have looked like. So
full disclosure, haven't seen it yet.
It's not a spoiler or anything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they don't use the front fang. It's not Nosferatu teeth. That's the only complaint I have, and it's a relatively minor complaint.
Did he walk like this up the stairs?
Now that would be a spoiler.
Damn. Will you be filming in the same? Wait, will you be filming in the same different?
Filming in the same location at different times of the year, so you could get like the winter, spring, summer, fall kind of vibe all in one film.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good idea. Next time I need an idea for something, I'm just gonna go talk to Damien.
Yeah. See, the only problem with that,
is Trevor is impatient and doesn't want to wait to put the film out.
No. My only problem with that is that, and this is in the grand scheme of things a weird complaint. I get it, but when it comes to telling, I like telling stories. What kind of story could I tell about a location when I visit it multiple seasons in a year? Because like whenever I go to a
Oh, you absolutely can. I mean,
like
a history of a place takes place over a long period of time.
I guess if I just make a video about like like a documentary found footage film, like you mean?
Well, I mean, that's one thing you could do, give the history of it and kind of spread it out over different parts of the year. But my point is, like, history happens over a long period of time. There's no reason that the film has to be in a short period of time.
Okay, question. What location would that be in that sense? Like, what would just be a good location for just to get my mind like
I
wrapped
so
around it?
I would say it's probably somewhere outdoors so you could see the because the biggest changes are going to be the trees and that.
Yeah.
So someplace outdoors would be a good place for something like that.
So we're not talking about the history of like what happened in the area. It's the area itself. Like just
Right.
like a short film of just like the changing of nature and stuff.
Yeah, you could do it that way. And
Okay.
maybe take it on as this is an artistic challenge for you to come up with a way to make it work. And it'll no, I'm serious.
No. It's not you.
It'll
It's me.
stretch it'll stretch the way you think and make you think outside of the box that you're currently in.
Do you know what my brain just came thought to itself?
No.
Four Seasons, the found footage film. Like the Four Seasons, like hotel. My brain thought that was funny. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so just like a short film of like the changing of nature. It's almost like an ambient, feel good short film.
It doesn't have to be ambient feel good. I mean, okay, so there's a artistic film that I've seen where it's literally a piece of fruit. It starts with a guy putting a piece of fruit on a table, and it's a time lapse film of that fruit sitting there, and it's just kind of slowly rotting away to nothing. And so, I mean, it's
That's
certainly
it.
not a feel good. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's actually it's an award winning film. I don't get why it's award winning, but it is an award winning film. But so
Okay.
so you can use like how like nature's constantly changing, the places are constantly changing. You could kind of tell a story of a place and how it's changing over time by going back to it over and over and over again.
The only place that I could do that enough is Pilot Snob because Faith Cemetery at my dad's house um isn't big enough to tell. There's not enough like cool scenery. Everything Faith Cemetery wise takes place in literally a 20-foot by 20-foot area. Um, which is why how I'm gonna shoot this film is gonna be very interesting.
So
But if I shoot anything outside of that, it's gonna literally dox where my dad lives.
so one of the things that Tanya and I do is when we have free time, we're like, well, what do you want to do today? Let's go find a new cemetery because there's always cemeteries around. So
Yeah,
we will search on Google. There's Facebook pages that are, specific for people who are cemetery enthusiasts and always looking for that new old cemetery to go to. So if you do some things like that, you could go find another one, even if it's a little bit of a drive away. If you're going there, a handful of times over the year to collect footage each time,
yeah.
it could be worth the trip, especially if you find something else to do while you're out there, antique store or a good restaurant or, whatever.
True. Actually, pilot and who gave that idea? Was it Damien?
Yeah, of course it was
Okay.
Damien.
Okay. Damien, in honor of you, Four
He's going to
Seasons.
pilot your knob.
In honor of you, um, I'm not gonna put him back on screen until I finish writing this note. 4 Seasons pilots knob. Okay. I'm doing that idea just for you. That was a good call because I thought you were telling me to like make a video about like the history or tell a story within a year. I'm like, there's only so much shit that happens at a abandoned cemetery, but I get what you're putting down now. Find an abandoned. All the abandoned buildings in my area are owned by the government, and if I go on there, I'll see. That's the bad thing about my area. Abandoned buildings are a no go. Everything in my area is owned and monitored by police and the government. It's not possible.
Okay, here's a here's a way to do it. You find a place that you want to do this in, regardless of where it is in the country. You find a place you want to do it in. Then you find a haunted location that's very close to there, and you just go ghost hunting there 4 times over the year, 5 times a year, whatever. And then while you're out there getting ready for your ghost hunt, you go do your filming at the other location. It doesn't have to be the same place, but this way, it's not just, you're traveling to do just that film. You're making it a multi-part thing. Like you're traveling for more than just one thing.
Fair enough.
Makes it more worth it.
Yeah.
I try to do that myself. If there's a place we want to go and it's outside of our normal range for a day trip, like, okay, what else is out there that'll make it worth it for us to go out there, spend a weekend, and have a good experience.
Yeah. Fair enough. Damien, a good idea. Took me a minute to wrap my head around it, but I'm doing that. Another thing on my plate.
You're gonna need a bigger plate, dude.
In the great words of Tanya. No, wait, or was that you?
Oh no, Tanya would tell me that I have too much on my plate.
Okay.
And I told her I just need a bigger plate.
Yeah.
Although I'm starting to agree with her.
Because you want to hear the funny thing? They're not really funny, but like, oh shit, like a realization. So for those of you who don't know, it's not that big of a deal. Actually, no one here would know because we said this after a show, then it died there. But after a show, it wasn't Mike and Adam because we had to dip out fast. The one before, it was Brian's show. Brian dipped out, Rob and Sarah, they dipped out, and me and him were just talking about shit. And then I'm like, hey, and it was wrapping up to the end of the year, so like everything I had done or planned to do was over with, and I'm like, all I gotta do is just prep for 2025 now. And so since everything was off my plate at that time, during that little small sliver of time, I'm like, I got all the free time in the world, man. So then I went up to Bill and I'm like, hey, Bill, we should start another business, like do something. And which we have some things coming in the future, just FYI. But smacked you guys, sorry. But I'm like, we should start another business. And I don't know what. I didn't have any idea in mind. I just like, we should do something. And then Bill's like, I can't right now. I'm like, all good. And then I would say about a month ago, I started taking notes and putting into action everything that I wanted to do in 2025. And I so bad I wanted to send you messages that saying, hey, that hypothetical business is gonna have to be put on fucking hold.
Yeah. It's funny how quickly things pile up.
Yeah.
I know. So 2 years ago, I did way too much, way too much. I was, very burnt out. So last year, my plan was to do less, to try to space things out more. And somehow I ended up doing more than the year before. And this year, I have a whole different plan on how I'm going to do less. When I do things, they're going to be bigger things. So instead of doing a bunch of local cons, that's why I'm going out to Rock Island and Maine, and I'm going to these bigger events. But then I'm blacking out the weekends on either side of it, so that I'm not, traveling multiple weekends in a row and burning myself out again.
See, what you should do is only allow yourself to charge your laptop twice a week, and then do as much work as you can. When your laptop dies, you're done for 2 days.
All right, then I got about 30 seconds because the battery in my laptop doesn't hold a charge anymore.
Well, it looks like you're doing one con this year.
Like
Okay.
for real, the last time I had to move my computer from downstairs to upstairs, I almost didn't get it plugged in upstairs in time. And literally all I did was
Damn,
close
really?
it, walk up the steps, put it down, and plug it in, and it was ready to die. Yeah, the batteries and
It's-
this is just the computer's great in every way except the battery.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I bought this new one. This is a 2024. I'm good for like years to come. So yeah. So yeah, let me actually, while we're on that topic, um there is one thing that I will say very briefly, and I say briefly, it's gonna be like 5 words or however many words it'll be. Um Let me preface this with no plans on when this is actually going to take effect. No plans on if it'll even be this year. It could be 2026. It could even be 2027. I don't know. It could
But
be
not 2028.
not 2020. Yeah. No. It takes that long, then I got something that's fucking wrong with me. But I don't
Well,
know. I don't shut the fuck up. I don't know when. I don't know how yet because this is a new venture I'm not quite sure about. I'm not sure quite how to do it. All I know for sure is the name brand. I know that what the name brand is going to be, and I'm pretty sure I know who I'm going through to get it done. And by pretty sure, I mean I'm 99% sure because I don't even know if he is able to do it the way I want to do it because I don't even know what I would need to do it or what it takes. But I have a name for it. And at some point in the next 2 years or 3, who fuck knows, I will be starting my own clothing line. Not merch like this, even though this is great. I'm not just talking about a, a design on a shirt and selling it. I'm talking about like the apparel itself is custom. I'm hoping to get that up and going in the next 2 years. All I
so
have
so Trevor is going to become a fashionista.
a very creepy, macabre, dark, fascinating. Yes, sure. I don't know what it'll take. And I'll go ahead and say it. The person who I assume can do it's Rob, but the image that I would want in my head of like how I want my shirts to be done. I'm gonna start with shirts obviously first, and maybe sweatpants or long sleeves. I don't know. But the idea I have in my head, I'm not even sure if Rob himself would have time or has the equipment to do so. I have no idea. But yeah, and I have the name in mind. I'm not gonna say it because I don't know if it'll change. I don't want it to change, but yeah.
Why don't you tell us so that we can steal it?
See, that's why I don't want to say it because I'm not afraid of you or Damien or fucking Steven. I'm afraid of
No, you know who you have to be worried about? Kaylee. She'll steal it.
Kaylee. Yeah, Kaylee steals a lot of shit. I have no proof of that. I just wanted to say that. Kaylee, don't fucking punch me, please. Okay. Hell, Kaylee steals faces. Saw that at fucking Randolph. No, was it Randolph? No, it wasn't Randolph. Shit, that was my first ever Get Haunted event. What the fuck? Fairfield. Saw that at Fairfield. She saw you. Well, you were there.
I don't remember her stealing a face.
The the mirror scrying evidence. She stole.
Oh, yeah.
She stole the face of the grandma. Yeah, I'm not saying she literally stole a fucking dead person's head. I'm saying like she stole a. I mean, she technically stole a dead person's head, but like not like the physical, like you know what I'm talking about.
Dun,
Wait till I
dun,
say,
dun.
Kaylee, you know I love you. Where speaking of that, where will I see you next? Are you coming to Rock Island, Kaylee? Rock Island, MSP, West Point. Are you coming to either of those three? Let's start there first. Ass. Ass. Speaking of ass, where's Ass Stacy stuff? That's the ass that I want. Not Stacy's ass, but like his show ass. I don't think Stacy would give me his ass. Well, let's do it. And Kaylee, you by plan on it, you mean like all three that I just mentioned, or like a couple? Be specific. I know you're a woman, but be specific.
Wow.
Oh, I went there.
Don't worry, Kaylee. I'll slap him for you.
I'm playing. Definitely Kentucky and MSP. Cool. I'm guessing you're flying in because that would be because you're in New York. She's in New York.
Mhm.
Jesus, I hope you're flying. You can't have my ass, Stacy. Just for the record, I didn't ask for yours. Just for the record,
Different Stacy.
different Stacy. Oh shit, your name's Stacy too. Fuck.
Jesus.
Oh,
I'm too tired for this shit.
I am too. I just wore myself out. Stacy, there's a what's his last name? Stacy
Talish.
Talish, yes. Stacy Talish. Lives down in New Orleans. He's a Get Haunted spiritual warfare
Guru.
And he has a podcast on the program called Ask Stacy Stuff. Ass. I need to reaffirm that now because I forgot Stacy Lynn was here. God damn it. Anyway, let's calm down a notch. I'm feeling my brain good.
Yeah. So I hate to do this, but I think we need to start wrapping this up because I'm running on fumes and I have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Kaylee, I'm not sure if you're going to be flying in, but if you are flying in and you need a ride, assistance, help around the area, just hit me up. I live an hour and a half away, 2 hours if it's traffic. So, yeah, that goes with the Kentucky West Point thing, not MSP. But yeah,
12-hour drive is nothing. I've done that more than once.
I've done it almost once. I did 11 hours and 45 once from here to Sheboygan.
Did 12 hours from here to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, then Williamson, West Virginia for Old Hospital. Went right into the ghost hunt. And of course, it was, the day that we turned the clocks back. So there was an extra hour of ghost hunting. And then I had another 45 minutes to get to my hotel room. I was up for 27 hours. That was a day.
The most I've ever been up for, oddly enough, wasn't even for a investigation. I actually was on a cruise, and I was on a cruise ship once, and we were traveling through oceans, and 2 stops back to back were 6 hours difference in time zone. So I slept, woke up, had breakfast, got off, did things for 6 hours, got back onto a ship, and it went from dark time to nighttime in like 10 hours. I couldn't sleep because of the time change. So I got back up into I was up for 38 hours whenever 6 hours went like that because of the time change. Because so like legally I was up for 12 hours, but or 36 hours, but it was in reality it was like 20. I hated it. But anyway, yeah. Since before he just like sleeps at his desk, let's go ahead and start to wrap this up. Kaylee, you'll put me on speed dial. I'll send you my number if that's not a joke, but if not, yeah. So thank you all for joining in. Just a quick wrap up. Empty Casket has larger things coming for the museum.
Definitely go to the Empty Casket Facebook page. I have a pinned post that I keep updated with all of our events. So as we add things, I'll be putting them in there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll be adding more.
And also, I forgot to say, I'll be doing a Haunted Faith found footage website in the next couple of months, too. I have a friend that does websites, and I'm going to get a good deal on him. So, yeah. But thank you, everyone, for joining. That's his Ouija board updates, and that's my found footage updates. 2025 is looking good. Things are bound to change, but for the better. But we hope to see you at some of the events in West Point, MSP, at Rock Island, and more to come in the next year. And Bill, we also need to talk about that up north thing, if you know what I'm talking about. We think we said we were talking about, but we haven't yet. The Just Us stream.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not sure. I'm not sure.
We got to get that figured out sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So, yeah,
That's going to be big.
yeah, that's gonna be huge. Do you want to say anything about that now or wait?
All I'm going to tease is that we're planning a special live stream that's going to be a very long live stream at a haunted location with some special guests, and some of the guests might not be living, and yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We're working out the details and
Slowly but
figuring out
surely.
when we can do it.
Yeah. And just an FYI, Get Haunted is going to be a major part of that.
Oh yeah.
So it is not as of right now. We need to talk to Rob and Sarah, but as of right now, it is not a Get Haunted mained live stream. But Get Haunted will be a very big guest. Let's just say that. So yeah. So other than that, thank you all so much for joining. This has been fun. And yeah, I'll wrap this up because you're fading out. You're starting to like lean, and I've never seen you do that.
Yeah, no, I haven't been this tired in a while.
Like I literally just saw him go, and I was like, "Hey, are you? Do I need to call 911?" Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I am Haunted Faith and VHF 82 Productions. Films, shit, I need to get used to saying films. VHF 82 Films. And we also have Bill Bryan from Empty Casket Paranormal and Empty Casket Talking Board Museum. And Get Haunted. We are both from Get Haunted. And I almost smacked my tripod. I'm sorry. I need to pet it. So thank you all so much. Don't ask. I'm tired too. Thank you all so much for joining. Don't forget to check out all of our links. He teaches you how not to be afraid of cardboard, and I teach you how to be creeped out with shitty quality. Thank you all so much for joining. Kaylee, Damien, Steven, everyone here. Thank you so much. The female Stacy, thank you. Thank you all so much for joining. You guys have been great.
Yeah.
And
have a good night, everybody.
Sleep safe.